I knew more of the Bible than most of my Sunday school teachers. But I didn't know God. My life really is divided into some big chunks. I was born in India. My parents are Aussies, and they were missionaries to India. And I went to a missionary kids, British boys boarding school. And I was really horribly treated by a group of boys in particular at boarding school. And I just hated my years there. I was there for just a few years. And then our family moved from India and moved back home to Australia. In those years at boarding school, though, all my sense of security and knowing my place, where I fit in the world and in my family, all of that started to be just chewed up by those experiences. We left India, we came to Australia, 6 months here, 6 months there, a summer there, a year there, final year of primary school. In no place did I know anybody. I was from a different culture. I didn't fit in, and my sense of myself was falling apart. And I was going into a terrible spiral of depression. Unless you've been in a situation like that, you don't know what it's like, because it's hard to put into words. The one bright spot in my life was youth group at church. I remember between my 9th and 10th grade year, I went on youth camp with our youth group for a week. That week was an incredible week for me. The speaker was a very powerful youth speaker, and he spoke on the theme of reality. You know, all through those years of struggle, I never turned away from God or pushed God away or became a rebellious child. I was still going to church. I knew more of the Bible than most of my Sunday school teachers. But I didn't know God. There's such a huge difference between religious activity and a relationship with God. And as that week went by, one thing became crystal clear to me. What that speaker was talking about, reality, was not what I was living as a Christian. And it hit me one evening. I don't really know God. I'm not born again. I'm not really a Christian. I've got all the activity, but that's not it. And in my desperation in my life, I sensed that God was reaching out to me. That evening there was an activity for the youth. They were all down at the hall, but I just went to the cabins out in the woods, and I just walked up and down in the dark in between the bunks and talked to God about my life. And I remember saying, God, I've thought I've been a Christian all along, but now I realize I don't know you, and I need your forgiveness, and I want you to make my life what you want it to be. And in the dark, in that cabin, God answered my prayer, and He came into my life. To me, the turning point of my life was when I encountered God that night in that cabin. But the most exciting thing about being a Christian is seeing God use me to help other people discover Him. To me, that's the best thing, is that I became part of what God's doing in the lives of people I know. Nothing compares to that. Since I experienced God and started a relationship with Him, I've never doubted God. I've been frustrated with God. I've been sad about things in my life. I've been devastated about some of my life experiences. But I've never doubted God. In fact, I would say, through those most difficult experiences, what I've learned most clearly of all is that even if everything else falls apart in your life, God is enough to give you meaning and peace, even in the midst of those things.